Hey, Scituate Town Council, how are you? Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I got to go get my run in before the Cowboys play. This whole getting over 50 thing, not having a heart attack, kind of a big deal. I wanted to do this on video because in writing it just didn't seem to be the same. It seemed kind of trolly and nasty. And I also thought about going to everybody's house, but that sounded kind of creepy. So I figured video would be the best way to do this. As you know, I've had your grant applications for a while now, and I've gone through them. And some of you are really not good at this. We understand. Hey, we all know how this game works. You get support from somebody, or you got a family member that needs a little help or whatever. And hey, there's this grant available. We could funnel the funding this way, or we could funnel the funding that way, and so-and-so's business can come into play, and now that's all fine. But you're supposed to at least try to hide it, you know? Yeah, you don't hide it very well. That's not good news. Now, you have had some good news this week. You have. If you haven't noticed, every time Trump screws up, we've been holding down the fund responsible. That's why we're going to dig through that whole ICE mess he went through. Remember back in 2018, somebody got arrested by ICE because his department made a bunch of calls and stuff. Yeah, we're rehashing that. And Charlie Lombardi loves Trump. He could take everybody off the map in a minute by doing something stupid. And all his attention could be on him. And of course, Burrowville doesn't want to come to grips with racism in its own community. But then, just this morning, thanks to John DePietro and a bunch of other people, everybody knows that you're the community that let in Trump votes. Throughout Rhode Island, Trump got 38.9% of the vote. And your community got 58%. So that means we can play a little fast and loose with the rules. Now, normally with Trump supporters, we can play fast and loose with the rules. But now we really know that, hey, you could take a run at Smithville and they can't do much about it because you just plead not guilty and the jury's going to nullify because they're all a bunch of Trump supporters. So that's how we get to here today. Here's the deal. You weren't transparent about the whole police chief thing. You released a document that was totally redacted. You never released the stuff about what led up to the meeting that didn't happen. And that was before I had anything. Now I know which one of you, it's a number of you, are playing games with grants. It wasn't very hard. So my suggestion is call a meeting, go in executive session. You don't have to do this for anybody. Go into executive session and work it out. Get us that unredacted document. Get us those emails. The chief has obviously not said that he's got a problem he's worried about. So this whole we got to give him space thing is as stupid as when he said it. Get us the documents. And then we'll go, well, it's just grants, it's fooling around. And we'll let it go. If you can't bring yourself to do that, well, then we got to start writing letters to the people who obviously were supposed to receive the funds, and we got to write letters to the granting application agencies, and we got to write letters, and we got to file more FOIAs, and, just a real pain in the ass. Oh, you can call it extortion if you like, but we're back to the other problem because you're Scituate. No one's going to care. Oh, Scituate Town Council from supporters? Oh, we don't care. So, take some time. Have discussions amongst yourselves, no more than 2 or 3 at a time, so you don't violate the law. Call a meeting, go into executive session, review what you did, and just undo it. Not hard. Not hard at all. Because the other possibility, you go on that list, the one socket guys didn't handle white supremacy, Alan Fung, like we said, Charlie Lombardi, like we said. Who knows, we might see hoods in Burrowville. You never can tell. But this would be a good way for you guys to come forward, do the right thing, and just get it over with. And look, if mistakes were made, mistakes were made. No one's really mad about the mistakes. People are mad about the redactions and the lack of transparency. It could come down to this. It could come down to just a couple of you on that town council or the majority of you. Could have come to, hey, I want a different police chief. That happens. Sometimes that's the plan. What's mad at you for planning that? Hey, we want to bring in our own guy. Well, you may not like it if you like the current police chief, but, this is politics. Elections have consequences. You're bringing your own guy. This wasn't the way to do it. And then to lie about it afterwards is just so... The insult of the intelligence is what really ticks people off. Politicians kind of lie. Politicians kind of evade and stuff. But when you do it in a way that shows you didn't put any work into your craft, no, that doesn't work. All right, well, I'm going to get my run in. You guys go make some phone calls. And hopefully this comes to a successful conclusion, or a couple of weeks from now, we'll start filing more stuff, and we'll start talking to those people who give out the grant money. We'll start talking to the people that we're supposed to get the grant money, obviously, because you didn't hide it very well. And we'll go from there. All right. Hey, have a great weekend. New England is a great place to be in the fall. And that's the GOP chair in Arizona about that. But that's on the block. All right, you guys take it easy.